Gordon Ramsay is one of the most badass people on the planet, as the dude can fire out insults with the best of them, is in great physical shape for his age and profession, and of course, is one of the greatest chefs to ever live. So with all that said, it makes it that much more shocking when someone tries to go toe-to-toe with him. What's going on, guys? I'm FlynnMasters, and today, we'll be looking at the history of Gordon Ramsay confrontations in Hell's Kitchen. Whether it was a damn near fight, or simply an argument over something, these moments weren't instigated by Ramsay himself, as a chef or customer decided to make the very dumb decision of getting into it with him. Before we begin, please be sure to hit that subscribe and like button for more fun HK content like this, and with all that said, let's take a look back at the crazy history of Gordon Ramsay confrontations in Hell's Kitchen.
Bloody hell, here I go again.
While one could argue Jeff was the first one to tell Ramsay off, that was more so a pathetic rage quit as opposed to a confrontation. Although, fun fact, it turns out Jeff would come back into the kitchen later that night to actually physically fight Ramsay, but sprained his ankle on the way back into the kitchen, which is pretty hilarious. So with that said, I think the first official confrontation came from Keith at the final 3 of season 2. After dominating the entire season along with Heather, Keith looked like a for sure bet to make it to the final 2. However, after a mediocre past performance, Ramsay shocked the world when he gave Virginia a final 2 spot over him. And yeah, safe to say, Keith wasn't exactly respectful of Ramsay's decision.
So you're telling me that Virginia is a better leader than me?
I personally don't think you're ready to lead.
I personally think that you have for Virginia.
Why'd you have to be so rude?
Cause you're rude to me all the time.
So? Now, I definitely know I've made the right decision. So your attitude does stink.
One of the more forgotten douchebags of Hell's Kitchen is Vinny from season 3, as he tends to get overshadowed by the Hell's Bitches red team from that season. However, Vinny damn near got into an argument in his very first Ramsay encounter at the Signature Dish Challenge, and then had the audacity to say Ramsay was at fault for his terrible opening night.
Do you think you could really seriously eat all that without burning your mouth?
What a disappointment.
I don't think so.
Now you want to argue.
Vinny, 60 minutes without any appetizers.
I didn't know what you wanted. You didn't want to show me. So what did you want me to do?
You two-faced, lazy little...
Lazy.
Who are you talking to? Are you serious? I couldn't believe it.
What do you want me to do? Wipe your...
While Vinny came close to getting into it with Ramsay in his first encounter, Colleen actually did have the guts to stand up to Ramsay at the Signature Dish Challenge. And while I do respect Colleen's fight and the fact that this was a pretty good comeback, man, this was a really dumb thing to say, and probably the worst first impression a contestant has ever made.
Okay.
You seriously charge $300 to teach people how to make that crap?
Yes, chef. I teach manners too, chef.
Say it again.
Okay, please. Miss Manners, off back in line.
We've also seen some pretty surprising confrontations from chefs you wouldn't expect to get into it with Ramsay. At the final 6 of season 12, Scott, who was already on thin ice due to his inconsistency throughout the season, got right into the face of Ramsay after some miscommunication on the fish.
No idea how that happened.
Chef, I don't know how it happened.
I can see you've given up caring.
What are you, I don't know what you're talking about, Chef.
Hey, you. Hey, come here, you. Have you had enough? Have you had
No,
enough?
Chef.
Do you know what? Because I have. I've had enough.
They're hell
So
of
I,
this cook, Chef.
shut it!
They're hell
So
of
I,
this cook, Chef.
shut it! Still haven't got any idea what I'm talking about.
I do, Chef.
He is like in his grill.
We're dragging the whole table, and he's still no idea.
In 30 seconds. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, oh, that was crazy.
In season 9, Tommy, literally one of the nicest and biggest teddy bears to ever step foot in Hell's Kitchen, shocked everyone when he confronted Ramsay after service about not letting him get a second shot back in the kitchen along with Will and Paul.
Chef, I gotta ask you something. Why did you send me out of the kitchen? I should not have had the lead tonight, and I could have held it down within any state. I'm so mad.
I'll stick your head in that oven, and I'll talk you through the gas burner.
Do it.
Please don't rub any more salt in the wound.
Speaking of teddy bear, Boris is about as nice as they come, but sometimes he wasn't the brightest guy around. He would nominate others simply because he didn't want to go up on the chopping block again, wash dishes in the middle of service, and in general made foolish mistakes throughout his Hell's Kitchen stay. But his most foolish mistake came during the premiere, as for some reason, he thought it would be a good idea to mock Ramsay in the middle of service.
It's raw, come on!
Yes, chef.
Boris, what were you thinking, buddy?
Boris! Yes, sir.
Come here.
Yes, sir.
So I'm telling her about a raw pizza, and you'll mimic me at the back. Come here, you face.
Oh, no.
You touch it then. Now look at me. Take the piss out of me now, face. You take the piss out of me one more time in the middle of service, yeah? Kiss your ass goodbye. Is that clear?
Understood, Chef.
Wake up!
Will not happen again. What can I say? I'm losing my mind.
But the most shocking moment where a nice contestant stood up to Ramsay came from Giovanni. After a rough night, Giovanni was getting hammered by insults from Ramsay, which was to be expected. However, a certain insult simply got the better of him, leading him to fire back at Ramsay, which resulted in arguably Gordon Ramsay's angriest Hell's Kitchen moment.
Do whatever you wish with it. Your special has now become not very special, thanks to face there.
But I'm not face, chef.
Yeah, say that again. Look at me in the eyes! Not as best as I am! You are! Donkey! By now I don't give a face! I'm trying to get away with it! Now I'm ready for an argument! Sending me that, you should be ashamed!
No,
hey,
chef.
you want to get all
No, chef.
Hey,
No,
look
chef.
at me! You serve me like that, take your jacket and off!
Yes, chef.
Confrontations would slowly fade throughout the years, as chefs obviously know by now that standing up to Ramsay never ends well. However, in season 16, Matt for some reason thought it would be a good idea to break the fourth wall in front of Ramsay when trying to defend his mistake.
Hey, come here. Who cooked these scallops? If I don't get a straight answer, I'm going to kick you out.
Go ahead, man. You sold them.
He cooked them. I tried to push him on to sell them. So you cooked them?
I kept telling him no. You can look at the cameras in here.
Cameras? Come here, you. Come here.
I told him 100
Come here,
times
you. Hey,
no.
come here, you. Come here.
Chef, come on.
Look at me. Look at the camera.
Yeah, I understand.
Look at me. Unfold your arms now and don't give me a scallop unless it's cooked perfectly. You get it?
Yeah, I understand.
Look at me. And if I talk about a camera one more time, I'll stick a GoPro so you can see how you are.
And then 2 seasons later, Jen, who had gone nearly a decade between Hell's Kitchen appearances, obviously didn't realize that Ramsay is still not someone you want to F with, as she had the audacity to accuse him of sabotaging her in the middle of service.
Hey, all of you run up here with me a minute. I've got one portion out there and barely a third of the next.
You just pulled that from under there, chef. You
Come
threw
here.
that under there. I
Come
gave you
here.
enough leaks. You trying to
Come
clown me
here.
in here right
No,
now.
come here.
I gave you the leak, chef.
All of you, come here. All of you, come here.
I appreciate
Get
that you
in
bring
there.
me back, but you're not
Get
going to
in there.
disrespect me.
Hey, take your apron off and get out. Front
At
door.
the end of the day, you
Yeah.
lying, chef.
Yeah.
You trying to sabotage me right
Really?
now.
Where?
You set me
Where?
up for paying
You're
under
making
there
an
saying I didn't
excuse.
give you enough.
You're lying.
Have a good one, chef.
You're lying.
I'm giving you your
Smart
food, chef,
what?
but you're not going to keep this
Get
for
out.
nothing.
Get out.
We've also had plenty of iconic customer confrontations throughout the years as well. Again, there's a reason why these confrontations are non-existent today, as everyone now knows that Ramsay is an insults master, and nothing pisses him off more than when a person, who is literally dining at Hell's Kitchen for free, complains about not getting, or something being wrong with their food.
We've been sitting here and it's the red kitchen, chef.
You're waiting on a Wellington and one bash, yes? Right now we're about 7 tables behind.
That doesn't do much for me.
Yeah, right. Can I just say you do all for me either? What do you want
Sorry.
me? You do nothing for me either.
I just don't understand why it's so difficult to serve some people their food.
Are you that arrogant? You haven't got a clue what's going on behind me?
Seems like you have a lot of amateur sous chefs.
Right.
Don't-
Finally your head's coming outside your now sit down, you.
Why is there no pumpkin in my risotto?
Right, can you get out of the way? Yes? Oh, are you always going to be that rude and interrupt when I'm trying to talk?
I just want more pumpkin, that's all I want.
I'll get you more pumpkin, I'll ram it right up your Do you like it whole or diced?
Oh no, this is fair. Who is this man throwing food at the whole plate? What's the matter? Well, talk to me. Look at me. Look, excuse me. Hey. That's his job. You off, yes?
You're trying to poison me?
Poison you? What a It's beef, you idiot. Eat tartar.
It's low-grade beef.
Don't ever shave, you.
Low-grade dog.
Let's go. Stand strong, buddy. Stand nice and strong. Push your arms out. You look like a whale.
But of course, we finish off the video with the 2 most notorious confrontations in Hell's Kitchen history, both coming from season 6. In episode 6, Tennille, who was fed up with Ramsay's incredibly strict standards, told him exactly what she thought about him, leading to arguably the most intense dinner service confrontation in Hell's Kitchen history.
Because you're crap.
You're crap.
Get out of here.
You busted my ass.
That's
for you.
right.
Busted
That's
my
right.
ass.
You're
for
not.
You.
You're lying.
You don't look.
Lying.
Busted my ass. Let me do my
Don't
job.
you dare turn around and tell me that I'm crap.
You know I'm
Or you
my
off through those doors. That's
You
right.
can dish it, but you can't take it. Oh, let me in the
What are you
kitchen.
doing?
Just let me in the kitchen.
Listen to me. You're
not good enough for you, man.
You're not listening to me. Shut your fat mouth and listen to me. You're not learning. You're
I
opening your fat
am.
mouth.
I am. You know
Shut
I'm
up
over there
then.
trying to get in the
Shut
head.
up.
And finally, we finish off with, of course, the most iconic Gordon Ramsay confrontation in not just Hell's Kitchen history, but one of the most iconic confrontations in all of reality television, and he knows who he is.
Okay, answer the question.
We keep talking like this out in the parking lot. I don't give a
I ask the questions, you give the answers.
that dog. You want to talk some? Let's go step outside. You want to talk about fighting?
Oh, wow. Do you think I'm scared? Huh? Look at you. And then you want to get all tough and up close and personal.
You.
There you go.
You ain't nothing but a bitch.
You got no respect.
No respect.
Now get out.
You bitch. All yours.
Watch the step.
Thank you guys so much for watching this compilation of Gordon Ramsay confrontations in Hell's Kitchen. Leave a comment down below if you think you would have the guts to stand up to Ramsay. And of course, be sure to subscribe and like for more fun HK content like this. With all that said, take care everyone, and I'll see you next time.
Get out of there.